Tell us about yourself is one of the commonly asked interview questions that you are most likely, of course, you will definitely encounter in any interview room. Join me in this discussion as we highlight some of the best ways you can be able to effectively respond to this question by aligning your response to the interviewer's expectation. As usual, my name is Mary Amondo, in charge of training and career advisory services here at Corporate Staffing, and I am joined by one of our interview coach, Godfrey, who will be shedding more light on this subject. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Mary.
Great. Every interview conversation begins with introduction, and we are looking at the most effective way that a candidate can be able to align their response to meet the expectation of the interviewer. So to begin with, what are some of maybe the key elements that interviewers expect from a candidate's response when they ask, tell us about yourself?
Thank you, Mary. This is, as you've rightfully put, this is a question that every candidate should expect, given that it is always the beginning of the interview. And perhaps to just highlight is that statistics show that out of every 10 recruiters or interviewers, 3 of them will make the decision whether to proceed with the candidate or not in the first 90 seconds. So basically, this is the same time perhaps when someone is talking about who they are, answering this very question, tell us about yourself. Again, if you look at what the interviewers are looking for, there are things that made you to land into the shortlist. So based on your CV, on your cover letter, on your LinkedIn profile, so there are things that made you to be shortlisted. And this needs to come out in those first few minutes. It's the first time you're having this discussion, so it's a moment for you to sell yourself. So the interviewers are looking for a concise yet very comprehensive overview of your professional background, highlighting some of your key skills, relevant experiences, personal attributes that align to this position. So one needs to really pay attention to what does this role require. Yes.
Interesting. Now, the candidate is required to respond effectively to this question. How effectively can a candidate now align their response to meet the interviewer's expectation?
Great, Mary. As a candidate preparing for an interview, make it easy for yourself, and you can adopt some simple frameworks. For example, I've always advocated for start with your present, what you're doing currently, who you are. Move to your past, like your most recent experiences, and then talk about your future. What are you looking for? If you feel like your most current or whatever you're doing currently is not the best, perhaps most aligned and relevant experience, you can start with your past, come to your present, and then talk about your future. Yes.
So in short, the best way to align your response effectively is to ensure that both your present, what you're currently doing, what you've done in the past, or what you intend, how you intend your career to be in the future should be in line with what you're just about to be interviewed for.
Exactly.
Great. I know someone is watching and they're really anticipating and waiting. Maybe you can share an effective example to the response to this question, tell us about yourself.
Thank you, Mary. So if let's say I'm being interviewed for an accountant position. So I'm an accountant, I have my CPA, my BCom. So a good response, remember also you need to create rapport with the interviewer. So I would be like, thank you for having me. My name is Godfrey Wakoli. I'm an accounting and finance professional with over 10 years experience. I have honed these skills largely in the service industry. I consider myself well versed with some, now I can highlight some skills. For example, budgeting and forecasting, tracking payments, reconciliation, tax planning, as well as managing the finance assistance. Currently, I'm in charge of accounting at Corporate Staffing, where I'm involved in managing the entire function. So my role involves handling payables, receivables. I also do bank reconciliation and one of the key things that I'm really proud of is managing delinquent payments, whereby when I came in, it wasn't looking good. I worked with the team to reduce this, and our overaging ratios are looking good because we've managed to collect all our debts. So before joining corporate staffing, I worked for ABC Limited, where it was my first job. So it's where I got to learn about accounting as in the practical sense. And for me, accounting and finance is a passion, because while growing up, I enjoyed calculations, math. So going to college, my mind was already set. So I pursued a bachelor's degree in commerce, and I specialized in accounting. So I hold a BCom accounting option. I've also pursued my CPA. I hold a CPAK, and I'm a member of ISPAC. So with this passion, I'm looking to grow myself in, again, around finance. And I have had a good experience in the service industry. Therefore, I'm looking to grow my career now in the manufacturing space. And I'm glad that you've accorded me this opportunity to discuss this. Once again, thank you for having me.
Wow, that sounds easy. When you're doing it, I don't know why most candidates get a bit anxious or nervous just at the thought of introducing themselves.
The fact is that you don't know what the interviewer wants to hear. So you're wondering whether, should I talk about the primary school I went to? Should I talk about my grades? Are they interested in my qualifications? So when you have a framework and you know what to talk about that is relevant, it becomes easy.
Great.
Yes.
What would be your final advice to someone watching this video and still feel they're struggling with how to introduce themselves?
Anyone watching us and perhaps they feel like this is a problem they have, my advice to them would be consider getting an expert to just take you through the process. The work of a coach is to help you get clarity. Not to give you the answers, but to just help you package your responses better and make them aligned to the job. So as corporate staffing, yes, this is a service that we do offer, and we're glad we've worked with many professionals, senior level, mid level, even entry level positions, just to make them package their responses better. Yes.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I know we'll be doing more videos in our subsequent videos.
Exactly.
Great. Indeed, as you have heard, this is one of the questions that you will definitely encounter at any stage of the interview process. So it is always important to get to have a framework, just as Godfrey has mentioned, so that you get to know what exactly do interviewers expect from your response when you are introducing yourself. We encourage you to reach out to us whenever you have any upcoming interviews or even for future interviews, so that you get to know how best to tackle this commonly asked question. We look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.